Time. It showed the time.
It showed the time.
Yes.
Is that all? It was just showing you the time.
And the seconds. Yeah.
Second. Yes. So if you look at the code very well, you will see that something is changing every second. So that 1000 that you are seeing there is not 1000 seconds. It's 1000
Okay.
milliseconds.
Okay, I thought it was
Okay.
1000 seconds.
No. It's 1000 milliseconds. So the whole idea is that every 1
1000
second,
milliseconds.
yes, 1000 milliseconds make 1
Is
second.
1 second. Okay.
Yeah, just like 60 minutes make 1 hour. 1000 milliseconds make 1 second.
Yes,
So the whole idea is that every 1 second, that function called my timer gets called. Okay. So imagine what it means that every second my timer gets called. The function called my timer gets called. What it means is that without you even clicking anything, normally you click a button, something will happen, right? Or you click an image before a function will get called. You have something like on click that specifies the attribute that specifies, okay, once I click this thing, whether it's an image or a div or a link or a button, once I click it, call this function for me. But if you look very well here, there's nothing like on click, but yet the function is still being called. So the whole idea is that set interval does that for you. It sets things up so that depending on what you want, like in this case now, we want 1 second. Every 1 second, show me the time and show me up to the from the hour to the minute to the seconds part. The reason being that it will give that impression that is the real time. You understand? Something is changing. And that's why you notice that the seconds part is changing, but the minutes part will not change until you get to 60 seconds. Okay. And of course, because that's the reason is just because 60 seconds make 1 hour and make 1 minute, sorry. And then that's why it's updating. So if you look at it very well, to look as if the thing is it's not like it's shaking per se, but you will notice something as if the page is getting refreshed every 1 second. Now, what it means is that if I need something to happen every 10 seconds, how many milliseconds will I need? If I need something to happen every 10 seconds, how many milliseconds will I need?
10,000.
Exactly, 10,000. That's the whole idea. It's just that simple. Just multiply the number of seconds by 1,000. Okay, so let's look at what's happening inside the function, my timer. So you look at the functions code. Let's see what's happening there. We created an object called date. Okay, and if you notice, I didn't use var. I didn't use var, and the reason is simply this. Var stands for variable, isn't it?
Yes.
And variable means, if you look at the English meaning of something that is of variable just means able to vary, something that can change. Okay, so that's the whole idea of variable. Anything that is on the right hand side, it is ready to change to that thing. Okay, so that's the whole idea. But you see, when I want something not to be able to change, I don't want it to change, I want it to be fixed. Guess what I'll use? I'll use what I used here today, which is called a constant. Okay, so you can see it there, const. I use the keyword const instead of var. Okay, now const will ensure that the object cannot be changed, and in this case it is the date object, so I don't even expect it to change to be able to take any other thing. So when I create that date object, you can see how I created it. Const date assignment operator on the right hand side, I have the keyword new, and then what is called something that is called a constructor. I will explain all that later, but just understand it the way I'm explaining it for now. So what that new date will do is to create a new date object. Okay, and now depending on the system that you are running it on, it will check, it will create the date object based on that system. So that means that it's likely that if you run this code on another computer, okay, it will check, it will pick that computer's time. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So it depends on the system that you are running it on. So the new date is the new date object. And the next thing that we see there is document.getElement by ID. I'm sure you're already used to this. Document.getElement by ID. It will go and look for an element whose ID is what?
Demo.
Demo, yes. So it will look for an element whose ID is demo. And if you look at the body area, that element is your div. That div whose ID is demo. So it will look for that element. When it finds it, it will put it there just before the dot inner HTML. So it will now look at the inner HTML, of that div. And if you look at that div in the body area, can you see that there's nothing in its inner HTML? Can you see that there's nothing in its inner HTML for now? Can you see that there's nothing there? So the whole idea is that our function will put something there. So that's why you see that dot inner HTML is on the left hand side of the word assignment operator. Always remember this thing. Whenever you put something on the left hand side of an assignment operator, it means that that thing is ready to do what? Change. It is ready to do what? Change or get a value from the right hand side. All right. So now let us look at what dot inner HTML is getting its value from. That's where you now see your date object. Remember the date object that you created on line 1, const date. I didn't ask you to highlight anything, please. The date object that you created on line 1 of that function. So you're now using it, and you call it what's that thing? The method called to local time string. Okay, that's a method. All that long name there is just one method. It's not separate method, it's one method. The same way get element by ID is a method on document. Okay. All right, so let's see. And once you do that, it will give you the current time per second. Okay, it's detailed up to the second. All right, so now you can see normally this function is supposed to be called one time, but with that set interval, can you see that set interval at the top there?
Yes, sir.
Where you have set interval, open parenthesis, my timer, comma, 1000. With that now, this function will be called every single second. Okay, so that's the whole idea. So I want you to start thinking of ways that you can use set interval. This is just one way. This is the first way. I'm using it to introduce set interval to you. Do you have any questions on what I just explained?
No.
You don't have any questions?
Can you have like multiple milliseconds there? 1 million milliseconds there.
Why would you want to do something for 1 million milliseconds?
No, Granny, I'm just asking.
You can have it, but I mean, you almost wait forever. 1 million milliseconds. If by the time you convert that, 1 million milliseconds is actually 100,000 seconds, isn't it? If you wait, if you are patient enough to wait, it will call JavaScript will do exactly what you told it to do. Every 100,000 seconds. Yeah, is it every 100,000? No. Every 1,000 seconds, right? it will call that function. Yes, it can do it. 1 million milliseconds will translate to 1,000 seconds. Yes, it will do it. So the only thing now is that, can you wait? Because 1,000 seconds, I think, is how many minutes now? 1,000 divided by 60 is what?
1,000.
6 in 100 is what? 6 into 10 is 1 remainder. 240, that's 16. Okay, so it's not really much time save. It's like 16 minutes. So if you can wait, why not? It will execute it every 16, approximately every 16 minutes. Yes. So yeah, sure. You can have 1 million milliseconds. Yes, it's possible.
Okay, sir.
Is that all?
Yes.
For now. All right. Okay, so let's test the code again. Let's see how it works. Let's see it working. Okay. All right. So you can see, yeah, it's changing. That second part is changing. The hour and minute part are the same. Once it gets to 60, the 37 will now become 38. That's what we're expecting, and that's exactly what happens. Okay. All right. So the next thing I may want to do is just to make, you see that the time, it's looking tiny, and I want to see if I can make it bigger. Okay. So you have a few suggestions. How can we make this time bigger? This one does not have anything to do with JavaScript, but
like
it has everything
H1,
to do with HTML.
like
What did you say?
like H1, H1,
Okay,
H1,
H1. Okay, all right.
H2.
Let's give it a try. Let's change that div in the body to H1. Let's try your suggestion. I like to experiment. So change in that body area. In the
Sir?
body area. In the body area. Go to the body area. Change that div to H1. Just change the div, both of them, to H1. Yes, exactly. I test your code again. Let's see if your suggestion is much better.
Yes, they're very big. They're very big.
Okay. All right. But you can make it bigger than this if you want. But anyway.
There's something bigger than H1.
Yes, there's something bigger than H1. So yes, and the reason is this. I know that we're not majoring on we're majoring on JavaScript, right? Not HTML, but then of course we throw in some HTML from time to time. So if you want to make something bigger than H1, it means that thing, you have to control that thing using what we call the style, or CSS. I'm sure you've heard of CSS before, right?
No.
Okay.
What does it stand for?
Cascading style sheets.
Yes.
Cascading style sheets. So the short form of it is CSS. That's the abbreviation. So if you want to talk about, okay, yeah, do you have your notes there with you?
Yes.
You have your note and a biro there.
I don't have a biro.
Now go and get a biro so that you can write it down. Write down what we just said. Okay, so have you gotten a writing material now?
Wait, come here.
Okay.
Okay, yes, I'm still
Okay. Are you ready to write now?
I can't answer.
Okay. Okay. I sent something in the chat section, chat box, so you can write it like that. That's the spelling CSS cascading style sheet.
Cascading style sheet.
Yeah.
Use the today is the 11th, yes.
Yes.
2025. Oh, so I made a mistake. I forgot to add March.
Okay.
CSS speeding style sheets. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Is that it? There's any more?
Yes, that's all it means.
No, like, are you sending more? More notes?
Yes, I want to send something. Yes,
Yeah,
I want to send something, but that one is for the code. It's not something that you write. Okay, or you can write it just like as an example. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm starting a little bit late.
What did you say?
Those wait. Madam.
Okay. Have you seen what I sent?
Yes.
So you can write that in your notes, then put it in the body area.
In the body area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay. If ID equals demo style equals font size 400 TX color. Okay, sir.
Okay.
That's the code.
All right. Have you put it in the? Hold on. Okay. Now, okay, yeah, go ahead and test the code. No, you can't test it yet now. Wait, hold on. You can't test it yet. You have two elements that have ID. Remember, we said ID is a unique thing. Do you understand? So we can't have two elements that have ID. You have to take out that H1. Take it out completely. Leave the div. You can remove it. Remove everything. And when I say take it out, I mean take out the whole thing. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. So you can test it now.
Yo, it's massive. That's a lousy perfect.
You like it, Abby?
Yes. I can use it as my clock.
Yes, you can use it as a clock. Now, if you look at it very well, can you see that it is the same thing that was displaying that time? It's just that now it's much bigger, right?
Yes,
and we also control the color. So this is the thing that styles do, cascading styles do. So even though we did not really use, I know I talked about CSS, but that's just by way of introduction. But CSS helps us to make, I don't know how to put it, make our pages fancy, more creative, more colorful, more, you can control the size of anything. Now you can see here we have this thing really big. No H1 can be this big. It's not possible. Yes. But you can increase whatever you want the size of your text to be, to by using what they call a style attribute. Okay, so let us go back to the code and explain. Okay, so let's see. So if you look at the body, let's focus on the body area. We've already explained how the function my timer works. So let's look at the body area. If you look at the body area, the thing that needs to be explained is just that style part. There's an attribute there called style, and within that style attribute, there are several things that are specified. Number one, I'm sure you can see it clearly. Font size. Okay, font size is set to what? 400 px. Now, did you notice something? We didn't put another assignment operator inside. Did you notice that? We didn't say font size assignment operator 400 px, even though that's what normally we would have expected. We used a colon. Thank you. Then in between font size and color, what did we do? We used semicolon. Did you notice that?
Yes, sir.
So that's how you do styles. Okay. Now look at the color there. Remember, it's American spelling. HTML is an American thing. Always remember that. Always remind yourself. If you type anything other than the American spelling for color, you will be on your own. It won't work. And the reason will just be because you were thinking that it is British spelling, and meanwhile it was American spelling that it's supposed to be. Now, I know I've not really explained, this hexadecimal color system to you, but if you notice something, Visual Studio puts a red box beside that
Oh
hashtag.
yes.
Now you see
Oh,
that
look at
red
it.
box. It will not. It may not show in all other this thing. It may not show in other. Don't change it. Oh, I didn't ask you to change it. It may not show in other editors, but Visual Studio just gives you that, you understand, privilege that you can even like what you're about to do now. You are about to change it. But if you look at it very well, I have the hashtag FF and 0000. So what that FF is doing, is just saying that the highest hexadecimal digit, the largest, which is digit 15, yes, digit 15, will be the value for red. So usually the value for red comes first, followed by the one for green, followed by the one for blue. So if I want only red to show, all I need to do is to do what? Make red to have the largest digit, which is what? FF. Okay. Now, if you notice 00, the next 00 is for green, the next 00 is for blue, meaning what? I don't want to see green, I don't want to see blue. Okay. But you see, you know what? I'm sure you have seen it from your own experience. Every single color on this planet can be created by combining red, green, and blue in some formation. Okay, so all that you have been doing was to go online and just copy somebody's own. You just copy anyone that you like, but you need to understand what's really happening behind it, that it's those things that are combining to give you those colors. Do you understand what I just explained now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so uh, uh, that's, I just said, let me just explain it. So if you want to change the color, you are free to change it, but I decided to use red just um, for our example.
Okay, I should change it, but I'll
If you
put it
want,
back.
you
Yeah,
can put.
I'll put it back because red is my favorite color.
Okay.
And I like how it is like, yeah, you could just pick it. My next,
That's the one.
my next favorite
And
color
by
is,
the time you pick the one you want, that hexadecimal will change there.
yes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
my next favorite color is cyan.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
Mm.
this.
What color is this? Color looks like
Cyan, cyan.
cyan. Yes, yes, it does look like cyan. It's a very fluorescent cyan. It looks like fluorescent stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So you can try out things.
Okay.
Uh,
Cyan, my third favorite color, which is yellow.
okay.
No, it's green, it's green, green. It's like more of a lime green. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
My last favorite color, which is yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, not more yellow. Oh yeah, it is. And my last favorite color is orange.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Nice. It's changing accordingly.
yes. Now I'm going to put it back to red. This is my favorite color.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So remember, quite a number of things are happening in this code. Okay, at least you know the set interval. If you must not forget it, if you want it to make this thing to happen every 1 second. Okay, so take note of that.
Okay, sir.
And the thing is that you can think of set interval as a method that can call another method or another function. You understand? A set interval itself is like a function that can call another function, but it calls that other function according to the number of seconds that you specify. Does it make sense that way, to understand it that way?
Yes, sir.
So set interval is a function, but when you want to call it, you have to specify another function inside the parentheses for set interval that it will call, and then comma the number of seconds it will call it every second. So I asked you to think about it. What other ways? What ways do you think we can use set interval apart from, like now we use it to display time? It's showing us the real time per second.
This,
Okay.
this,
Date.
this,
Date and date and time, is that the same thing now?
this. Okay.
Yeah, you said I don't know. You can still use it to display this, but I mean, what other way do you think we can use set interval? Some other things we can use set interval for. That's when I say some other things, like real life applications that you've seen in websites that happen every 2 seconds or 3 seconds or 5 seconds. Have you ever noticed that thing on some web pages? When you just go to the web page, you've not clicked anything, something will just be changing.
Yes.
Changing at a regular pace. It's not 1 minute now, and then the next time is 5 minutes. No, it's at a steady pace. Have you ever seen those kind of things on some websites?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what comes to mind? What are some of the things you've seen it being used for?
I'm trying to think.
You say what?
I said I'm trying to think.
Yes, I said from your own experience, anytime you go to some website, have you not noticed some things that happen every 5 seconds or 1 second or 2 seconds?
No,
You've not noticed anything like that?
no.
Really?
Maybe I have, but wait, like,
You don't even need to go too far. When you open your Microsoft Edge, if you look at these, before you start typing, maybe you want to search for something. If you look at the home page, the typical home page for Microsoft Edge is what they call it, MSN. I think Microsoft News, all those Microsoft News and things like that.
yes.
If you look at the bottom, you can even open it now. If you look at the bottom left area of this thing, you will
It's
see.
MSN.
Look at, just don't click anything. Don't just click anything. Look at that place where Donald Trump was. Is this still showing Donald Trump?
No, it keeps.
Can you see? It's changing. You didn't need to, if now that thing that you're clicking now, if you don't click it, normally the thing will be changing by itself. Did you notice?
Yes. Look, it is changing now.
So the whole, that's what you're seeing there. There's setInterval, the setInterval that they're using to change it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So that's just the whole idea. It's setInterval that is doing that work there. They just gave you those arrows there so that you can control the one that maybe one that you wanted to take a closer look at past, and then you didn't look at it well. You can click to go back. You understand? Or click. You can click the right hand side to go forward, or click the left hand side to go back.
Yes.
Okay. So that's one application. You can think of some other applications. Let me just give you another one which you may be able to relate to. Animation. So now, when I say animation, it's not, you shouldn't be thinking about cartoons. Well, you can think about cartoons, but not that kind of big animation. Okay, just some minimal animation kind of thing that will make something look like it's moving. Okay, so you can use setInterval for that. So you will do some of those things in our subsequent classes, but for now, just know that with setInterval you can do a lot of things. When I say a lot of things, you can do a lot of useful things, in your web pages. Okay, so do you have any questions?
And please, can I go to the toilet?
Okay, don't be long.
Yes. Back.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I said I'm back.
Okay. All right. So I said, do you have any questions?
Yeah. No.
Okay. So just by way of exercise, create a new function under that my timer. That's after the closing curly brace. Yeah. So you can what should we call it? You can just call it a trial function trial. Okay. All right. So inside you just let's just have a simple alert. An alert that says inside trial. Inside trial. So anytime that trial gets called, we'll know that it got called because the alert will show. Okay, without us clicking anything. All right. So you see that set interval that you have there? I want you to change that at the top there. Change that. Should we change? Should I just add it? Okay. Copy everything. Copy that line. That line that has set interval. What do you want to do?
No, the battery is low.
Your laptop is not charging. What happened?
It is low.
Connect it now. You don't want it to go.
That's what I'm doing. Okay, charging.
Okay. All right. So that line that says set interval, copy that whole line.
By shift.
Paste. No, don't paste it there. Paste it under the first set interval, directly under it. It should not be inside any function. It's on its own.
Where?
Directly under the first set interval. It's like you pressed insert. Change that my timer, change it to trial, and then change that 1000 to 5000. Your insert button is still on. Have you pressed it? Turn it off.
It's insert, right?
Yes. Is the name of your function my trial or trial? And you spelled it with small letter T, not capital letter T. Okay, test the code. Let's see if that function will get called every 5 seconds. Okay. 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 So it's getting it called every 5 seconds, right?
Wait, let me count it. Also check. Okay, I'll just do for the. Oh yes.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right. So you can see that you can have, what this thing should show you now is that you can have several set intervals and each of them will be doing their work independently.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So I guess we can stop here for today. But please, things that you should remember, that I didn't say you should stop sharing your screen.
Yes, sir. I didn't need to. Wait.
You're
You just deleted.
so in a hurry to unshare your
No.
screen. You even closed the Visual Studio.
No, I didn't mean to. I don't know. me to cancel everything.
So I was just saying that the things that you need to remember today. Number one, the setInterval function that it's a function that gets that it allows you to call another function every after an interval elapses. So it depends on how many milliseconds that you put there.
I leave it off.
Okay.
Yes,
Depends on how many milliseconds you put there. Then you learned about a new keyword, const. Okay, that's being used in place of var. Okay, var is for variable, something that can change. Const is the opposite of something that can change, something that can't change, that should not be changed. Okay, so in this case, we used it for a date object. Okay, and then we put, I guess probably not. Okay, we've done it before. The document.get element by id dot inner html. Okay, on the left hand side of the assignment operator, and all that is receiving from the right hand side the date objects method to local time string. Okay, so that's what is happening inside of my timer. And of course, what else did you say? That you saw that we can actually make our font size as big as we want. Okay, by using styles, using the style attribute, even the colors, you can control the colors. That was what you saw in the body. And then finally, you saw that we can have more than one setInterval object, setInterval method